Initially, a few years ago, me and Rob came in and we started doing changes, rearranging stuff, getting rid of stuff, consolidating down stuff, and we made a lot of major changes, which is about the time we started seeing a lot of the activity happening. So I don't think they like change. I think they want everything rigid the way that it used to be.
The day we started our breakfast, that clock was going 900 mile an hour all day long.
If you want to go back really far, like this was Native American country. There's mounds that were on, Mound Street and everything. So it's a possibility it could be Native American spirits. This was a POW camp for Civil War, so it could be soldiers. There was also a house that stood here before we built the building that we recently just found out about, and we have no clue on the occupants of it. So there could be stories for that before it was torn down and this was built.
The seats will flip down or flip up.
All right, so we got a message from one of my friends, Tony, who is a Mason, and I guess they've had some goings on, some paranormal activity at their lodge. It's Westgate Lodge 623. So we're heading there now to investigate. They will not tell us anything of what's going on. They want us to go in cold and see what we can find. So this is a first for us. All right.
I guess they've had a lot of activity, and this is the first time that we have been called.
Yes, that was exciting.
So it was very exciting. They weren't going to let us know anything. They weren't going to tell us any stories because they didn't want us to go in with any preconceived ideas or just anything that could get in our heads. They wanted us to go in pretty much clean. Mm-hmm. And did you like that?
I did. I think it's better to go in blind because then you're not making up anything in your mind.
That's as far as we'll go. As there's been activities throughout the whole entire building, from the attic to the bottom floor. Okay. I mean, it's hard to tell people. They think you're making stuff up, and you're like, until it happens to you.
Until you're here at like 1 or 2 in the morning, you just.
I was a diehard skeptic, and until stuff happened.
Yeah.
Me and our current master were hanging a photo outside of the ballroom, and the ladder that I was standing on was pushed out from underneath me.
We were hanging the George Washington photo outside of the ballroom, and I was holding it while he was trying to loop the string, and our ladders are half outside the ballroom, half inside the ballroom. And I'm watching his ladder, and it literally looks like someone walked up, grabbed the legs to his ladder, and went like that and jerked him out from under him.
I ended up grabbing a hold of the door and almost broke my neck, and it was a hazardous situation.
One big incident, and then no one believed us, and then it was some corroborating incidents after that was like, something might be going on now. Before then, like he was saying, we had locked him in the ballroom, and because he's taunting the ghosts as he's walking in the ballroom, so we shut the lights off and closed the door.
I went down into our ballroom by myself, announced to anything that might be there, eternity's a long time, and if you kill me, I'm going to be right here with you for eternity.
And we hear this loud bang, like someone took a metal chair and smacked it on the floor, and he comes flying out, white as a sheet, and we're like, what was that? He's like, I have no clue. And it was so loud, we had the doors closed, and it was so loud it sounded like it came on this side of the door. It was that loud.
Rob and I was in here one day, and I actually was able to replicate the sound that they both had heard.
The banging?
Yes.
What was it?
So if you're standing on the exit beside the stage to go out the back door, the exit light hangs on the wall. If you go to the back side of that and slam your hand really hard on the wall, it makes the same exact sound.
I didn't know what to do, because up to that point, there were several almost attacks, you could call them, instances that were more than uncomfortable, and I was a skeptic up to that point, and all these things started happening, and I just one day decided to come in and, hey, you want to have it out, let's have it out, and made that statement, and I haven't had a problem since.
So we were skeptic after that, because we're like, oh, we had him locked in the room, we couldn't see what he was doing. He could have picked up a chair and done it himself. So the next incident, it was me and him over here, and I'm sitting in the room watching him stare into the ballroom, and like he said, the same noise happened again. So it was like, okay, he didn't do it this time. I saw with my own eyes it wasn't him. And we went in to check to see if anything had fallen over, if there's animals or a homeless person. Nothing. Normal building noises you could interpret as ghost activities, but we're basically caretakers of the building. We're over here, we're cleaning the thing, we're moving stuff, we're fixing things. So over the years, we have figured out what's building noises and what was that? Yeah. And stuff that you can't explain.
And I have footage of this going back months where, these weird lights or whatever, it can't be a light or else it would activate the camera system.
Right.
The infrared would kick off and it would be in color. So whatever it is, it doesn't move like an insect. They just kind of rise and fall, or they'll move across the corner of the screen, and we don't know what it is. It's happening. It'll happen for like 3 days, and then you won't have anything for about 4 or 5 days. Then like 1 or 2 days, it'll pop up, then nothing for a while.
We had so many incidences with the ballroom that we're like, okay, we have to figure out what's going on.
So we checked out the ballroom. It seemed as though we were kind of getting pushed this way by some of the members. So I was guessing that something happened there. Mm-hmm. They hadn't used it in a long time. They said that there's a couple of places, there are a couple of like wedding receptions, or they're redoing it.
Our building is rare in the fact of how big it is. There's only, I would say, 2 or 3 other lodges or lodge buildings in the Columbus area that are this big. Okay. And none of them have a ballroom, like a spare ballroom just hanging out.
Can you make it light up a little bit more? Like, let's see some color.
Are you here, brothers?
Can you make it stop lighting up? Just walk away from it for a second and it'll stop. Just walk away. Is there anybody here? Do you feel anything? Do you feel anything? Can you talk to us? You let us know who you are? Like, move something? Pull my hair? Kick Grant? Are you being quiet because we don't belong here? You're just gonna be quiet now? What if we turn the lights out and kind of like sit quietly and see if we don't hear anything? We have some background noise, the doors open, it's raining, cars going by. But hopefully we can hear.
Is there anybody in this ballroom with us that would like to communicate?
some type of sign if you're in here with us.
What's your name? Do you know the names of anybody in this room?
Brothers, if you're in here, how do you feel about brother Chris Roberts?
But we're gonna go into that corner now.
What?
Something tells me Tony wants us to look in that corner.
There's a reason. They'll tell you the story.
Thing we used a spirit box. We
Use the laser.
used the laser. We did, we turned off all the lights. We did it with the lights on, and then we went back in this little not hallway, but this little room. There's a stage there, and we went back in this little room area, which was very cramped. It felt like something could happen.
Hello, is there anyone in here? Do you hang out back here? Do you like Chris?
Yeah, you know what, James?
Well, hi, James. So, why don't you like Chris? If we bring him back here later, will you talk to us? Well, we definitely received something that was responding to us, and his name was James.
And then you got Chris back there.
Yeah, we had the spirit box going, and like we said, they're redoing the floors and stuff in there, and Chris has been doing a lot of the remodel, and a lot of the activity had been centered around him, and a lot of it wasn't very nice.
Okay, so we have Chris back here. I heard he's your favorite. Do you show yourself most often to him?
Never actually seen them.
You feel him?
No, I've seen shadows. That's really all I've actually seen.
That's the same.
The same voice.
That's the same voice.
Are you guys happy that I'm here?
Why not?
I can never make out what they say.
I asked the question, now that we've got Chris back here, do you like, what he's been doing? Do you like the renovations he's been doing? And we got a no.
Yeah.
And then over by the where we heard the voices, I saw a shadow move across the exit light, actually obscure it, like something had moved across it.
Got any last words?
Then we headed to the dining room.
So what's this room used for?
This is where, basically our dining room, this is where we have all of our meals,
Before and after meetings.
holidays.
Okay, well, if there's no electrical back there, then that'll solve that problem, so yay. All right, so is there anybody down here besides the humans? Were you here before the lodge was built? Do you know who we are? What's our name? So, if there's anybody in here, if you see the green dots, you can walk through those and we would be able to see that and know that you were in here. Just like walk around the room. Well, we hear stories that you're around, so we would just like to meet you.
Is there anything you want to say to Tony since he is a member here?
Are you able to make these lights over here go off?
You got anything else?
No.
For down here at least?
No, not down here. I say we go move up on the floor.
All right.
I mean, not much there. I didn't think so. I didn't have any feeling from the dining room.
Pretty much every picture you see of Camp Chase is copied from this. Where we're sitting at, this is the north end of the camp, and we're basically sitting like back in here.
So I will give you like one little sneak peek of the stuff. I had taken a picture of that picture, a better one though, on my camera, and blew it up, started blowing it up, and then the bottom right frame here, glass panel, you can see like this face, and it don't look like a human face. It looks like a troll's face type
it's
thing
weird.
peeking out the window.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one to see it. I've shown it to
Yeah.
everybody else, and they're like,
Can you
"Yeah,
make it
there's
out at all?
something there."
You did sneak off by yourself at one time and go into the,
Yeah.
was it the women's?
Yeah, I went into the ladies' room.
Ladies' room, yes.
I was over here one night researching through our archives down in the women's restroom, and I had the lights to the rest of the building off because I was just coming in and I was just going to be in that room studying through minutes and documents and stuff like that. And as I'm sitting there reading the stuff, I could hear footsteps coming up the steps. Like someone was in the building walking up the steps, and the hair on my arms and the back of my neck started to stand up. And literally I was like, there has to be someone in the building. And like I'm shaking because I can hear him come up to the doorway, and then it stops. And I'm just like sitting there waiting for someone to come around the corner and look at me, and then nothing happens, and I hear the steps go back, I hear the sound go back down the steps.
And they have this dressing area, and I was just asking questions. And back then, I mean, they got all these pictures on the wall, these beautiful women, and these big hats and these ball gowns, and I'm in a ball cap, t-shirt, and shorts. And so I was asking questions, and there a giggle came through.
That was a laugh.
Are you in any of the photos in here?
I don't know if they were giggling at me. Like, what's she wearing?
I mean, at least, yeah,
What
so
is
we
it?
have the giggle, we have the no to Chris, James, and a growl.
Yeah.
But nothing, and your chills, but nothing, I don't think anything substantial.
One of the older members, Otis Miller, and this had to have been in the late 70s, was in the attic and supposedly heard someone say, "Get out." And he evidently heard it so clear, he left the attic and did not go back up there.
What was going on in your head when we went up into the attic?
God, it was hot.
What?
Something just said something. Did you just... You heard that. Did you just... So, are you unhappy we're up here?
It's not.
Are you making the K2 go off, or is that electrical? Can you say that again? Well, I don't think this could be reliable. What's my name?
That didn't say Kelly, did
I
it?
don't think that was it.
Okay. For like half a second, it sounded like that.
Yeah. Who's up here with me?
I didn't have any feeling in the attic except
So you seemed a little bit like you were overcome with something.
I
Or was it just that you were hot and you want to get the hell out
it
of
was
there?
hot and there's spiders and
There were spiders, yes.
I didn't feel comfortable with anything above me, and the bat didn't bother me. I saw a bat fly. That didn't bother me. It was just anything that was going to drop down from the ceiling.
What, like a ghost?
We didn't really go with anything that K2 did because they have a cell.
Yeah,
there was a cell tower.
There's a cell tower right above it, so that kind of
We didn't use any of that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're listening.
Hot in here. We are in the lodge room here, where I feel like a lot of events have taken place. Are there any events that you can remember? Do you like us? Do you like us being here? Do you want us here? Would you like us to leave? Are you upset that my sister and I are actually not part of the lodge? We are sitting in your chairs.
Ask them how they feel about him being the master again, if possible.
I don't know if you heard Tony. He was wondering your thoughts about Chris being the master again. Give us any type of sign, negative or positive. You've been talked up by everybody around here. And we show up and you won't come out. You won't talk to us. All right, well, we are going to come downstairs. Hopefully you'll meet us down there.
Play that.
All right.
We went upstairs first, up in the balcony, just because we came down from the attic and we were already there. And I took the reading there, and other than being really hot once again, we didn't get much from the balcony, I don't think.
No.
So then we headed down to the main floor.
Last place. We're in our last room. No, nothing showed up yet. We brought Chris around. Who showed up, Kelly? Steve showed up. And we got a really deep voice at some point. The K2 has been going off like crazy.
Yeah, we should actually.
Yeah. So. Yeah, except for the attic. The attic, it's not reliable. We were inside the lodge room doing our last scan.
Yes. All right. Now I know that maybe yours. you used to be a secret society, but it's okay now that you come out and say hi. We're gonna be leaving, but we'd at least like to hear from you. Is there anyone in here with us? We were really hoping to validate some of the experiences that they've had here.
Is it because we are here?
Is that the same voice?
If we left the room, would you talk just to Tony?
Give me a clear answer. Would you like us to leave now?
You say start?
A simple yes or no would have been okay. Can you do that? Would you like us to leave? For one, you know, I'm not the type of woman that used to frequent, you know, dinners or get dressed up in hats and gowns, so they couldn't, maybe they don't like that, and plus we're not members, so they might just be like, not today.
I really had no expectations coming into this evening. I figured it could go either way. You know, until my experiences here, I was a skeptic, so I didn't believe in a whole lot. And, you know, since I haven't had experiences for a while, I really didn't know what was going to happen. So, you know, like what happened downstairs, that, you know, Goose Pimple said that was, was unexpected. The answer wasn't really a surprise, but the fact that I got an answer was a surprise.
After everything was said and done, and we did the interviews, and we were all just standing around, Grant was packing up stuff, and I'm standing there just talking to them, and from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, I was cold. Like my whole body had goosebumps. It felt different, I couldn't shake it, and it actually made me shiver. And one of them noticed. And so we started laughing about that, and it dissipated, but I've never experienced anything like that before.
I was hoping you guys would find some. I really was. I mean, we've been trying to get people in here to do an investigation and find things. So you guys are a really good starting off point. Like I said, I was really skeptic about you guys even getting anything because it's been so quiet for so long.
It was really just a cool experience. And
we need people to call us.
Right? Come on.
Because when we tell people these stories, oh yeah, you know, blah, 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 you're full of it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, exactly. I mean, until you've been here and experienced it yourself, I mean, it sounds like we're full of it, but now you get a tiny bit of scientific backup to it, which validates it a little bit.
And there was no weird stuff going on. The Masons are normal.
Right? Darn it. And 2 Saturdays, every other Saturday, so twice a month, they put on a breakfast for it's open to anybody who wants to go. It's $6 a person, and it's a complete spread. I encourage anybody who comes across this video to go check them out. Fantastic group. Really enjoyed meeting them.
And all the money goes to Special Olympics.
Yeah, all the proceeds go to Special Olympics. I mean, these people were fantastic.